Good morning, ma'am, sir, mates. My topic for today is risk reduction and mitigation. Ang risk reduction is identifying ways to eliminate the risk, while risk mitigation is identifying ways to execute the strategy with a less risk. Kumbaga, ang risk mitigation is to implies that you are to proceeding with an activity but want to find ways to make it less risk. Kumbaga, ang risk mitigation is prepare for the problem. Tas ang risk reduction include the possibility that you avoid an activity altogether because it's too risky. So ang risk reduction is to prevent the problem. Risk reduction is encompass the both of risk mitigation and risk avoidance. So natay 7 ka risk reduction and mitigation strategy include. Ang pinakauna is ang contingency planning, ang ikaduha hazard prevention, ang ikatulo likelihood reduction, ang ikaapat is risk avoidance, ang ikalima is risk transfer, ang ikaunom is ang risk spreading, tas ang last is ang risk acceptance. Ang pinakauna nato na ang example is ang contingency planning. Contingency planning is means having a background plan in case something goes wrong. For example, if you're planning a picnic and it might be rain, you also plan to have it indoors. So ang ikaduha nato dara is ang hazard prevention. Hazard prevention means stopping danger before it happens. It's about removing or fixing things that could cause harm. For example, there is a broken wire on the floor. Someone might be tripped. Fixing or covering the wires is hazard prevention. It stop accident before they happen. So ang ipangkatulo na to dara is ang likelihood reduction. Likelihood reduction means making less likely that something bad will happen. It's all about lowering the chance of the problem happening. For example, if a building can hatch a fire easily, you can installing the smoke detection and using fireproof materials help to reduce the chance of fire starting. So ang atong pangkaupat karon no is ang risk avoidance. Risk avoidance means completely staying away from danger. So nothing bad can happen. It's all about not taking the risk at all. Example, if too danger to swim during a storm, you don't swim at all. So, kumbaga, Bisaya na is ang paglikay sa panganib. So, ang pangkalima nato na example is ang risk transfer. Risk transfer means passing the risk to someone else, usually through a deal or agreement. You still the face of danger, but someone else will handle the cost or the problem if it happen. Example, you buy a insurance for your car. If your car gets damaged, the insurance of company pays for repairs. Kumbaga, imong ginapasa ang rest sa lain. Kung ni-agree pod ang isa ka imong gipasahan, kung willing siya mo tabang. So ang pangkaunom na to dara is ang risk spreading. Risk spreading means sharing the risk so that one problem does cause a big loss. For example, imagine you have a 1,000. If you spend all it of one item and it breaks or loses value, you lost everything. But if you divide your 1,000 into a different things like saving, small business, stock, and emergency fund, then if one goes wrong, but you still have. So ang last na to dara is ang risk acceptance. Risk acceptance means knowing their chance something bad might happen but you decide to accept it without trying to avoid or reduce it. For example, if you ride a bike without a helmet, sometimes you accept the risk of getting hurt because you choose to take that chance. For ang kumbaga, imong accept ang panganib without without trying to avoid or reduce it.
I am Kadit Migulias and I will be continuing the topic. So my topic is risk assessment and mitigation components. So a logical mitigation strategy ties assets to threat and vulnerabilities to identify risk. So solutions for the identify risk typically enhance three facets of security policies, procedures and training, physical electronic security system, and security personnel. So a sound mitigation strategy maximize existing security resources and prioritize policies, system, and personnel respectively. So when we say risk assessment, ay proseso ng pagtukoy at pagsuri ng potensyal na banta at kahinaan. Kumbaga, ang pagtanaw nila ba kung unsa ang ilahang weakness and mga threat sa usa ka kumpanya, and then in say mitigation ay ang pagpapatupad ng mga hakbang upang mabawasan o alisin ang mga banta at kahinaan nito. Kumbaga, na sila yung mga process nga ginabuhat para makaiwas sa mga banta and mga weakness nga posibleng mahitabo sa ilahang kumpanya. So in short, no, para masabtan gyud, ang risk assessment is mao ni siya ang pagtan-aw kung unsa ang posibleng mahitabo nga mga panganib or mga trahedya sa usa ka kumpanya, and then ang mitigation is pagbuhat og action para ilang malikayan and para ilang maatubang kung unsa man ang trahedya and pangitaan nila pamaagi. And also we have a solution for the identified risk typically enhance three facets of security policies. So number one is we have procedure training. So example of procedure training is drill simulating emergency situation such as a fire or security breach to practice and refine response protocol. So mo na siya ang mga example, no, ng mga training, like for example a fire. So kinahanglan may bawaan nila kung unsaon ang pamaagi sa pagpatay og kalayo. And then next is we have physical electronic security system. So this is a access control system using key cards and biometric scanner combined with surveillance cameras and alarm system. So example of key cards is kanang hotel bitaw, then kanang tagaan kag card para pag ma-open nimo ang door sa hotel sa imong room. That is example of key card. And then biometric, like for example fingerprint and identifying your identity, kanang scan lang mo naong para ma-open ang door. That is an example of biometric. And then next is security personnel. So kabalo naman gid no, mga security guards ang example na. And then para na siya. Those are the solutions to identify risk, and those are the three facets of security policies. Next we have threat assessment. So threat assessment is a logical process used to determine likelihood of adverse events impacting your assets and to validate security levels. It utilizes a number of different data sources to assess real, perceived, and conceptual threat. So threat assets, so meaning threat, banta, no, banta sa usa ka kumpanya, kung unsa ang mga posibleng nga mga mahitabo sa usa ka kumpanya, and then unsa ang ilang mga assessment nga buhaton. So mao na siya ang threat assessment. For example, threat assessment, so in industry mao na siya ang pagtan-aw kung unsa ang mga butang na posibleng mahitabo sa usa ka pasilidad. Like for example, bodega o planta, and unsa pud kadako ang mga posibilidad na mahitabo ni. So napoy posibilidad na kauban diri ang mga pagpangawat sa mga materials, sa butay sa makina, and then cyber attack sa sistema ng kumpanya, pagkuha sa mga sekreto sa kumpanya. So that is the example. So another example is usa ka pabrika libis ko diri sa CDO. So ang threat assessment ana is na mga report na hitungod sa pagpangawat sa mga finished product sa mga delivery truck, and then apoy chance na mahitabo ang internal theft sa ingredients and naa say threat na salmonella, kumbaga meaning hugaw ba or bacteria nga contaminate sa usa ka product. And then mao na siya ang threat sa usa ka pabrika. So that is what we call threat assessment. Mao na siya, so na siya mga pamaagi nga ginabuhat para na ma baw nila kung unsa gid ang mga threat sa usa ka kumpanya. Next is we have a vulnerability assessment. So a vulnerability assessment, sometimes referred to a security vulnerability assessment, is the analysis of security weakness and opportunities. So the fundamental method for assessing vulnerabilities is security survey, which is a tool for collecting information about the facility. So the goal of vulnerabilities is to identify and block opportunities for attack against asset. By effectively blocking opportunities, security decision makers can mitigate threat and reduce risk. Vulnerabilities. So we all know that vulnerabilities is our weakness. In the kumpanya pa, ang weakness sa kumpanya. So there are methods for assessing vulnerabilities. So what we call security survey. So it is a tool for collecting informations about the facility. So mo nilang gagamiton mag-collect sila informations kung unsa ang mga weakness sa usa ka kumpanya. So that is the goal of vulnerabilities, para ma-identify nila kung unsa ang mga black opportunities sa mga attacking assets. So by effectively blocking opportunities, security decision maker can mitigate threat and reduce risk. So, mo na yung ginabuhat nila para ma-reduce nila ang mga risk and sa mga banta nga kahitabo sa kumpanya. So, mo na siya gabuhat sila og security survey for collecting information about the facility. For example, so vulnerability. So ginatan-aw nila kung unsa ang ilahang weaknesses sa ilahang produkto, og asa pod pwede nila masulod o mapadulong maguba ang ilahang kumpanya, unsa ang ilang pamaaging buhaton. So example, ang pabrika sa Rabisco. So ang vulnerabilities assessment is ang gate sa ilahang bodega, kay dali rama abre pagabi, tapos dili tanan productions area adunay CCTV coverage. So dali na pod ma-access ang mga computer system and inventory tungod kay usa ra ka password ang ginagamit sa mga staff. So mao ni ang mga kahinaan or weaknesses sa usa ka pabrika na pwede gamiton sa mga kawatan. So magdulot pud ni siya og contamination, so hinungdan sa pagkawala sa data. And next now we have crime prevention through environmental design or CPTED. So since that they are two facilities that are exactly alike, a customized security survey to identify the unique security posture for each facility can be made, and during a vulnerability assessment include assessment of compliance with crime prevention through environmental design. So CPTED is a security concept that attempts to influence offender decisions that proceed criminal acts through elements of the built environment. So CPTED is used based upon the theory that the proper design and effective use of the built environment can reduce crime and improve the quality of the life. So strategies used in the support concept include natural surveillance, natural access control, and natural territorial reinforcement, which is explain ako ni later. And then CPTED is considered variables that can be risk predictors such as past crimes and threat, facility characteristics, current security measures, existing vulnerabilities, and liability analysis. Crime prevention through environmental design or CPTED. So usa ni siya usa sa kanang paggamit og design sa palibot sa usa ka pabrika para mapugnan ang pagbuhat sa krimen at para sad masiguro ang ilang safety sa usa ka pabrika. So usa pud ni siya ka material para sa mga dautan at naghatag po ni siya og dugang safety sa mga trabante. Kumbaga ang design naghatag og safety sa mga trabante diin dili lamang sa pabrika. So para dali ra masabtan no, ginabuhat nila ang mga design para dili kakit-akit sa mga kriminal at para sad sa mga kaayuhan sa mga trabante no. So ang CPD no, as I mentioned earlier, ay 3 ka application. So the natural surveillance, natural access control, and natural territorial. So the natural surveillance is pagbutang og daghang mga suga sa mga ngit-ngit niya agyanan, like for example no, sa pabrika or bodega. So gisiguro diri ang mga walay mga tag-as nga mga dahon o mga structure na pwede taguan. So kailangan jud nga daghan jud og kamera ang palibot. So another is natural access control no, bot pasabot magbutang pod og usa ka hayag or usa ka main gate para sa mga trabante nga adunay ID scanner. So gisiguro po diri ang strikto nga pagkontrol sa pagpasulod sa mga sakyanan. Natural territorial reinforcement is one example no. Like for example, physical reinforcement. So mga fence, wall, plants, landscaping gate. So fence is a common example no, to use fence to demarcate property lines and restrict area access. And then walls is similar to a fence. A wall provides a more substantial barriers often used for security and privacy. And then mga plants, landscaping strategy place plants, shrubs or trees can act as natural barriers. So ang gates is common naman gid no. Signage o palatandaan kumaga signage mga signs no. And then division of space or mga pagkahaba o bahagi ng espasyo. So using different material or textures or changing from concrete to grass to visually separate areas can also reinforce idea of or next we have risk monitoring and control. It means risk monitoring and control is required in order to ensure the executions of the risk plans and evaluate their effectiveness. So in reducing risk, so it keeps tracks of identified risks including the watch list. It monitors trigger conditions to contingents and monitor residuals risks and identify new risks arising during the project execution. It also updates the organizational process assets. Risk monitoring and control mo ni siya ang pagtan-aw o pagbantay sa mga posibleng mahitabo no. Like for example no, kung nahitabo nga theft and contamination no, ginatan-aw nila kung epektibo ba ang mga security plans nila, na ba sila kailangan baguhon or unsa ba. Para mas dali masabtan no, dili lang siya basta plano no. Kani siya usap ni siya ka plano nga gina-check nimo kung gagana ba ang imong plano. And then dapat andam ka nga moatubang kung unsa ang mga problema ang moabutay kung dili man epektibo ang imong mga plano nga nabuhat. Another example no, ang pabrika sa biskwit diri sa Cagayan de Oro. So paghuman nilag plano or pag make og security plans no, ang ilang risk monitoring and control ana is ginatan-aw nila permente ang CCTV footage para sa mga kahinahinalang aktibidad. And then regular na fence, chine-check nila ang mga lock, and then sinusuri ang inventaryo ng produkto at ingredients para sa anumang discrepancy. So chine-check ang kalusugan ng mga empleyado, halimbawa mayroong outbreaks o mga sakit ang empleyado. And then ang pagkontrol at pagpapaayos, so kung may nakitang butas sa bakod agad itong ayusin. And then kung may lumabas na bagong threat o halimbawa may report na mga gang na nangunguha ng delivery truck sa highway, so nagpapatawag ng meeting at nagpaplano ng karagdagang seguridad para sa delivery. Kung may stop na di sumunod ay hygiene protocol, bibigyan ng retraining. So that is the example no of risk monitoring and control.
Hello everyone, I am Cadet Taganas and I will be continue the topic of Mr. Miguelias of the purposes of risk monitoring. So risk risk monitoring. It means it is the process of tracking identified risk, evaluating the effectiveness of risk responses, identifying new risk, and adjusting plans as needed throughout the project life cycle. Here's a breakdown of main inputs process based on framework. So, maning ginapasabot sa atong sa na topic ni Mr. Miguelias na pag-identify the risk and evaluate the effectiveness of risk, and let's proceed to determine a risk responses has been implemented as planned. So it means is kani siya by is as a company, dapat na ma-implement siya sa kaning sa ayon sa kanang sa pagplano bitaw na naka ang gina-focusan ni is kaning ang mga possible na may tabo na aron malikayan. And B, risk response action are as effective as expected, or if new responses should be developed. It means is as a company you must the risk response and action are as effective as expected. So it means na as a mo na nga pasabot is ang gina-focus niyo is ang sa pag-action sa kaning sa mga risk, or sa in Tagalog is panganib, and if or new responsible should be developed. It means na kung dapat jud na is nga mubuo jud nga unsay mga bago nga mga tugon sa company. And letter C, project assumption are still valid. Risk exposure has changed from its prior state with analysis or of trends. It means is nagyapoy bisa ang ilang develop as a risk, pero sa daan nga ilang nga sa daan nila nga plano is dapat na sila gina analysis manang sabat is analysis nga is it means is pagsusuri na unsa pay mas effective na plano nga ma-aware nga para malikayan ang mga kaning mga panganib. It means is risk. And risk trigger has occurred means is natabo na trigger, at least it means na sa panganib. And E, proper policies and procedures are followed. It means is ginasunod nila ang mga dapat nga unsay wasto nga patakaran o mga pamalaod as a company. Okay, need na siya as a aron malikayan ang mga kahitabo. And letter F is new risks have occurred that were not previously identified. It means is mga bago nga mga risk nga or panganib nga nitabo nga wala pa na identify sa daan na pamaagi nila as a company. And let's proceed to inputs to risk monitoring and control. Risk management plan is it means plan is a document that outlines potential risk and how to deal with them, ensuring business continuity and project success by minimizing negative impacts. It involves identifying, assessing, and mitigating potential risks before they occur, which helps to protect resources and achieve objectives. It means ang gina-focus ni is ang gina-focus ni is sa risk is man lang gina-focus sa pag-manage sa ilang ginaplano nila. And number 2 is risk register contains outputs of the other process, identified risk and owner risk. It means is risk registered as is yan ay mga sulod nga mga output nga naka-process na siya is mo na ang gina-focus niya is mga unsay mahitabo nga mga unsay mahitabo sa mga panganib sa tag-iya sa tag-iya sa kampanya ug mga trigger nga mga sign sa mga babala or sa Tagalog is babala. Number 3, approve changes request. Approve changes include modification such as to scope, schedule, method of work, or contact terms. This may often require new risk analysis to consider impact on existing plan and identifying new risk and corresponding responses. It means ani is need siya nga i-approve nga mausab ang need siya nga mag-request nga need siya nga i-request nga aron maaprubahan nga ang gina-focus ani is to scope sa mga schedule, methods of work. It means na sa pagtrabaho o mga contact. It means is na gina-focus nila is mga gina-focus sila mga bagong unsay mga gahitabo sa mga bagong gapangitabo is mo nang ginaplano nila o mo nilang gina-analysis, gina-focus nila as a company and this may often request to new risk analysis to consider impact. It means na yung mga bagong risk nga ilang gina-analysis to na ma-consider siya nga kaning effect nga maka-epekto nga sa umaabot nga mga panganib. And number 4, the last is work performance information. Project status and performance report are necessary for risk monitoring and control risk. It means ani is mga information sa pagtrabaho. So it means ani is project status, so project status and performance report. So kani ang ginagawa ni is mga report nga need siya nga naka-indicate nga dapat nga sa pag-control o sa pagkuan is na aware siya nga galikayan na gina-control siya, and that's all.
So good morning everyone, I'm Kadit Artizula. So my topic is all about the outpost risk monitor and control. So first is the risk register updates. Risk register is updated, so include na siya na makita niyo siya sa na IE na PB. So ako saan i-explain sa din ng risk register updates. Ang risk register updates is a centralized document used to record, track and manage potential risk throughout a project or organization life cycle. Example, i-relate na to siya sa security. So, maghatag tao senaryo na lugar nakawatan sa establishment nga imong trabuhan tapos ikaw ang security guard. Dapat i-maintain nimo, i-monitor nimo ang CCTV. Example, ikaw nag-check sa CCTV. Na ikaw gabantay sa CCTV tapos naay nakawatan or naay nisulod sa establishment tapos ang atong CCTV lugar wala siya wala nang naiwas bitaw siya sa katong naay gikawatan. So dili makita ang nawong atong thief katong nangawat. So mao na siya i-monitor nimo na siya. I-monitor nimo na siya para ma-secure ang safety sa establishment. So ato masaning so outcomes of risk reassessments, audits and risk reviews, updates may affect risk probability, impact, rank, response, and etc. So, mo to siya ang example yung nalik sa CCTV. Dapat i-maintain to nimo, dapat permanent to nimo siya i-kuan nang i-check kung ga-function ba siya or naka-site ba siya sa kuan ka nang naay mga importante nga butang para kung naay mga what ma-identify dito para ma-verify dito. So kato siya kay naay nakawatan tapos wala nimo na verify and then na kawat sa establishment tapos wala nakita ang naong sa thief kay nasampungan man imo to siyang i-kuan ka ng inoto nimo siya sa document or i-record pa kaya para dili nito siya maotro nga error sa inyong future nga or sa project nga inyong buhaton sa establishment. So proceed ta sa B like sa actual outcome of risk and risk responses that becomes part of the project file to be utilized on future project nga nakabot yang future project. So katong gi-document lugar nimo nga gibutang nimo dito gisulat nimo nga wala nakita ang nangawat kay ang CCTV wala naka-site dito sa butang na nagikawatan. So imo tang ibutang siyang error para sa future dayon nga project ninyo dili na siya mautro. Di ba mas naka-focus na yun siya dito sa naay mga importante nga butang. So mao na na siya isan siya ka importante nga dapat i-note nimo. Mao siya sa outpost sa risk register updates. So the second is the corrective action. So corrective action consists of performing the contingency plan or workaround. Workarounds are previously unplanned responses to emerging risks. Workaround must be properly documented and incorporated into the project plan and risk response plan. So workaround guys ay mo na siya nakabutang di basahan niyo itong contingency plan or workaround. Contingency plan is kanang continue lang niyo nga pagplano like example ibalik na to itong example nga sa CCTV na plano to ninyo nga i-straight na siya dito sa mabutang na importante or sa entrance o kaya sa establishment nga sa pwede masudlan para ma-verify dito ang thief. Workarounds is mo na like mararaya po na siya contingency plan like magbuhat bitaw kag solution then ay mo na siyang light term sa workarounds like sa solution. So workaround previously unplanned response to emerging risk. So magbuhat ka og solution lugar nga wala sa plano. Tapos mao imong i-apply dito sa emergency nga tabo nga dili maayo. Tapos effective lugar siya. Tapos katong unplanned nimo nga plano nga imuhang gigamit ato nga risk. Kailangan to siya i-document yapon dito sa plan risk and response plans. Dito na siya sa risk register updates. Imo gyapon na siya i-document dito kay like sa future project ninyo magamit man na siya ninyo. So mao na siya guys. So the next is the recommended preventive action. So use to direct project towards compliance with the project management plans. So mao ni siya recommended preventive action used to direct towards compliance with the project management plan. Katong imong gigamit lugar sa imong kuan sa imong gi-document like gipasulat nimo dito sa mga solution or workarounds nga effective. Di ba naman siya dito sa imong documents mo to siya imong gamiton sa next nimo nga project para imo na siyang maplanuhan para ma-prevent na nimo ang error o mga sayop bitaw para sa imong safety sa establishment nga imong gitrabahoan. So mo to siya na siya sa documents imo nang gamiton imo tong sundon para safe para hapsay ang imong trabaho. So the next is the project change request. Implementing contingency plans or workarounds frequently result in a requirement to change the project plans to respond to risk. The result is issuance of a change request that's managed by overall change control. So, katong example na to ganina, ibalik kaya po na to, no? Ito na ay nangawat lugar sa establishment kay mga trabuan. So, kato siya kay gamay pa kayo yung security adto like sa CCTV po niya, wala pa yung nakadimao, sa lain nakatubang. So, successful lang nangawat, wala evidence na kuha, kaya wala nakitang naong. So, ang inyong kanin sa project change request is kanang mag-implement or contingency nga plano or kanang solution para ma-prevent na tong inadto nga nahitabo bitaw para din makawatan. So, ang inyong gihimo ninyo sa establishment ninyo kay naghihimo mo og alarm na ay unauthorized access nga nakasulod like makingog ang alarm, madili magdagdag mo mga person security para ma-secure ang iyong establishment. So kanang yapon tanan pag imo na siyang buhaton, dapat naka-document yapon na siya dito para makabalo mo sa flow sa flow sa inyong establishment para sa inyong security po dana para safety. Okay, so the next is the organizational process assets updates. Information gained through the risk management processes are collected and kept for use by future projects. This includes templates for risk management plan, probability, impact matrix, risk register, and lesson learned. So, mao siya ang mga nagbago or ni-improve tungod sa organization existing procedures or sa historical data and knowledge based on lesson learned from completed projects. The next is the project management plan updates. Updates to the project management plan as a result of approval of request changes. So, crucial for adapting to changes throughout a project life cycle. Kana lugar ang inyong gibuhat lugar sa establishment. Like, i-improve ninyo ang security, maglisod og adapt, maglisod mo mag-adapt ana sa changes sa inyong sa inyong building lugar sa security, like nanamoy CCTV, nanamoy alarm kung naay makasulog ang authorized access, plus security apon sa magbutang mo og biometrics, like kung naay magpanggap itong empleyado anang establishment para ma-access nila kung kabanti ba sa dili so magbutang mo biometrics or kanang logbook ba kaya. Tapos magbutang lain mo o kanang magbutang lain mo sa reception area o kanang security guard para ma-access sa mo sulod or magawa sa establishment ninyo, like kapan i-check ang bag ana para maglisod man mo-adapt ana at least safety ang inyong establishment. So the next is the risk monitoring tools and techniques. So first is the risk assessment project risk reviews at all team meeting and major reviews at major milestone risk ratings and prioritization may change during the life of the project. Changes may require additional qualitative and quantitative risk analysis. So kani guys, naglisod yapon og sabutan ni sa akong experience ang risk assessments based on my research, based sa akong research. So ang risk reassessment is start as a risk assessment. So risk assessment is the starting point lugar, like nag-implement ka og plano, nagbuhat example nagkabit ka og CCTV, nagplano ka didto unsay plaster gikuan nimo, i-document nimo ang mga hitabo didto. Then ang risk assessment is a continuous process that ensure that initial assessments remains effective and up to date, di ba? So, ikaw nagbutang kag CCTV, so mo to siya mga assessment. Ang reassessment din kay permitted to nimo siya i-monitor continuously kung effective pa ba siya, magana pa ba siya, or function pa ba siya. So, the next is the risk audits. Examine and document the effectiveness of the risk response planning in controlling risk and the effectiveness of the risk owner. So, risk audits is systematic evaluation of an organization's risk management process. So unlike sa risk assessment nga mo identify sa potential hazard or sa risk nga may tabo sa example establishment, ang risk audits kuno kay mo ang mo check or mo implement o kanang mo check siya nga mo function pa ba na ang mga sa like katong ang example like sa mga CCTV or mamitigate na siya nga nga mapitigate nga risk nga dili siya kung mo function pa ba siya nga katong ipang-implement nila sa mga security sa ilang building. And the next is the variance monitoring and trend analysis. So used for monitoring overall project cost and schedule performance against the baseline plan. Significant deviation indicate that updated risk identification and analysis should be performed. So unlike sa risk audits provide a foundation I mean, unlike sa risk audits, which is provide a foundation for effectiveness variance monitoring and trend analysis by identifying critical areas to monitor, establishing baselines, and guiding the design of monitoring systems. And systems, the monitoring systems in turn provide data that inform future risk audits and enhances the overall risk management process. So, this iterative process ensures that organizations can proactively address emerging risks and maintain a strong risk management posture. So, the next is the reserve analysis. As execution progresses, some risk events may happen with positive or negative impact on cost or schedule contingency reserves. Reserve analysis compares available reserves with amount of risk remaining at the time and determines whether reserves are sufficient. So, reserve analysis like kung mag-implement panggaling ka o i-improve sa imong establishment, you need to gather all of the information to choose wisely what is the most effective way. Kay naagi na siya positive o negative impact. So, magkuhan manggali ito mo implement, mag-fill magaling ito. At least na kay na-reserve nga lain nga gi-analyze na nimo para ipuli ito at itong imo ang gi-apply sa inyo ang building. Like, reserve analysis is not standalone process. It's an integral part of a broader risk management strategy that includes risk identification, risk assessment, risk response planning, and monitoring and control. So the next is the status meetings. Risk management can be addressed regularly by including the subjects in project meetings. So kung ikaw naka-implement sa imong establishment, o dapat mag-meeting man na dapat i-aware nimo ang imong mga co-workers sa mga imong i-implement sa imong establishment para makabalo sila, ma-identify nila ang mga potential hazard or makabalo sila unsay kailangan i-improve sa inyong establishment para safety and para maka-help sila para ma-identify po nila kung unsay kailangan i-upgrade or i-secure.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm Cadet Mark Vincent Heredia. Security risk education. Security risk education is conducted to develop security awareness among employees of the company. It should cover all employees regardless of rank or position. What is it or unsa ni ang security risk education? Security risk education is a process designed to develop security awareness among employees within an organization. Its primary goal is to ensure that everyone, regardless of their rank or position, understand the security principle and their role in maintaining the organization security posture. Why is unsa ang mga importante sa security risk education? We are not tayo upat ka types of security risk education. Pinakauna is reduce incident. Employees who are aware of the security risks are less likely to fall victim to phishing attack or social engineering or accidental data breaches. Kadua, foster a security conscious culture. When security is everyone's responsibility, it become ingrained in the daily operation of the organization. Katulo, protect assets. This includes the sensitive data, intellectual property of financial resources, and physical infrastructure. Kaupat, ensure complaints. Many regulator framework require the organization to educate their employee and security best practice. And the last one, enhance resilience. Well-informed workforce can react more effectively to security incidents, minimizing their impact. Proceed na sa kwan. Objective of security risk education. Proceed na sa kwan. Objective of security risk education. 1. Guidance for all supervisory of the executive level of the organization. This means that the leaders and managers should not only be aware of the security risks themselves but also be able to guide their teams in implementing security measures. They set a tone for the organization security cultures. 2. Mandatory indoctrination on security for all new personnel before their assignment to their respective jobs. New employee often lack an understanding of the Pacific security policies and the procedures of their new workplace. This subject emphasizes the importance for immediate and comprehensive security training for all new hirings. Number 3, develop a high degree of security consciousness among the selected supervisors and other personnel in the program that should be continued and supported by the top management. This point the need for the deeper ongoing security training for individuals in critical roles or IT, HR, or finance. Their awareness and skill can act as a force multiplier for the organization overall security. Crucially, top management continuous support as vital for the program success. 4. A down the line security program and the instilling consciousness and dedication to the various method of the instruction such as through the demonstration, lectures of motivation and suggestion. This objective highlights the needs for diverse and engaging method that deliver security education to all employees. It's not just about telling people who to do, but showing them explanation, the way is motivation them to comply. 5. To let all employee first inform that they all below the organization and that non-awareness to the security program is tantamount disloyalty. This is a strong statement and emphasizing share the responsibility. It's a frame of security awareness as a fundamental aspect of the employee commitment to the organization, implying that a lack of awareness will be seen and seen as detrimental to the organization well-being. 6. That the program is also to develop discipline, unity, and belongingness. Beyond just security, this objective that judges the will executed security education program can contribute to broader positive organizational traits by fostering a sense of shared responsibility for the security. It can strengthen team conscientious employee discipline regarding policies and sense of collective ownership. Proceed tayo sa pace of security education. Ah, pace security education initial interview is it the first contact of the prospective employee wherein the interview determine the stability of the applicant for employee should give the answer on the different types of the question being conducted. This is the first contact interview as with a prospective employee. During this phase, the interview is assesses the applicant suitability for the employment and importantly gather its information about his background, particularly as it's relate to the security policies and accountability. This initial assessment help identify potential security risks from the outset. Orientation and training. It is this stage where a new employee receive a detailed presentation or personnel security policy. Ang kwan kay orientation and training. This is a cultural stage where a new employee receive a detailed presentation on this company personnel security policy. It's not just a quick briefing. It's involved providing hands-out or employee manual for reference. New employee are also typically required to sign the acknowledgement that they have understood and will be abide by the company security policies. This ensure that the organization has a documented record of the employee commitment to security. 3. Refers a conference. It is designed to remind the employee of the shield company about the responsibilities, review and guidelines and policies. Introduction of the new policies and regulations and a moment of getting employee feedback about the company policies that is being implemented. Reference refresher conference. Unlike initial training for the new hires, a refresher conference is designed for the existing employee. Its purpose is to remind them of the security responsibilities, review existing guidelines and policies, introduce any new policies of relegation that have been implemented, and crucially gather feedback from the employee about how the security policies are working in practice. This two-way communication help ensure the policies remain relevant and effective. 4. Security reminders. A pace employee an indirect approach of educating the employee, such as posting security poster and distributing flyers. This pace employee indirect approach educating employee. It's involved using subtle yet consistent method to keep security top of mind. This could include posting security poster in common areas, distributing informative flyers, or using digital reminders. The goal is to reinforce security message without requiring for the training session. 5. Security promotion is to the act of the emphasizing the importance and role of security achieving the company goals and objective. It involves the securing employee operation and support. This is an act emphasizing importance and the role security is achieving the company overall goal and objectives. It goes beyond just educating involved actively ensure the employee cooperation and support. This means making employees feel like they are part of a solution and that their contribution to the security is valued. Value. Ah, thank you po sa pakikinig sa aking report.